Hey there, everyone. Yesterday we talked about choosing a place to live and how our friend in our story decided she wanted to live in a house of her own. And the day before that, we talked about the different types of environments you could live in and communities, whether it was rural or suburban or an urban area to live. So we are going to go back and read The Big Move again with our friend in our story, and a different version this time so we can fill in some of the gaps. But here she is. Again, this is called The Big Move by Karen Ligers. And we will turn the page and get started. Words to learn, we already went over some of these. A care center, which is a place to live where there are individual rooms and nursing care is provided. So this might be some residential settings in adult residential at Lifescape. It might also be an assisted living area or a nursing facility, like a nursing home that has plenty of on-staff nursing if you have some different medical needs or you know someone with different medical needs that are too much to be taken care of by one person at home. Or maybe you want to move away from home and live somewhere, but you need some extra medical staff. That would be an option as one of the places that would have individuals able to provide those things for you. Support staff are people who are paid to help others in need. So those are like nursing assistants and at Lifescape, they're DSPs, they're direct support professionals, and in our classroom, they're teaching assistants. So they all, and I'm a support staff. I help others in need as well. So there's a variety of different support staff. In this setting, it's talking about the people that are paid to work at these facilities where you might choose to live. Home health aide is a person who helps someone at home with tasks such as bathing, dressing, housekeeping, and staying organized. So they don't just do one thing. They might help you to make sure you stay clean and wear the correct clothing. They might help you with your laundry and keeping your house picked up and making sure you have your groceries and making a list and things like that. So that is a home health aide. And things we want to learn from this story: moving into your home and your own place takes time and planning. Also, you may need support staff to help care for yourself when you live alone, if that's what you and the people that are in your life helping you make decisions, if that's what you all decide to do, then you might need someone to help you along with that. So we'll turn the page and get started. Katie, this is Katie. Katie lives in a care center, and nurses and aides help care for her needs. Katie shares a room with her roommate. They both look pretty happy there. They look like they're probably buds. They're sitting close to one another. They eat in a big dining room. This is Katie's home. This is where Katie lives, and this is where her roommate lives. Does that dining room look similar to our cafeteria that we have at Pathways? It is a room that is large enough to have lots of people eating in there. So we know that Katie's not living in a house because the room is so big. Most kitchens and dining rooms aren't that big. Katie has a dream. She wants to live in her own house. A house costs money, and her house needs support staff to help care for her. Katie's parents ask if she wants her own house. Katie smiles. So Katie must communicate through facial expressions. She might use gestures. And so her parents ask her a question and she responds with a smile, meaning, yes, I do. Katie's parents and support staff find a house, and Katie's dream is going to come true. Now remember, in this story, it might seem like things happen very quickly because we are not experiencing it as it is happening. We just know these are the events and they're all kind of smushed together. But deciding to find a place to live and deciding to buy a place of her own is a big decision, and that takes a lot of time. Katie's house also needs changes. So she will need a ramp to get inside the house, and she will need a home health aide. And then once she has those things, she's able to move in. But again, that takes time. You have to find different companies that are willing to come and build that. You have to find the money to be able to do that. You need to interview people to find a person that you get along with really well, that you think would be a good fit to be a good home health aide, and that is going to give you the proper care that you would be looking for. And then once all that happens and you have all the finances and you've gotten the moving truck, or you've gotten people to help you move and you move in and you get the wheelchair ramp and everything is all settled, then Katie can move in. So this isn't something that is just happening in a day or two or even a week or two. Like this planning, depending on the finances put in place and that have been gathered for Katie, this could take years actually to happen. With the Section 8 housing, if you get on that housing list where you get rental assistance and income assistance to help pay for places to live, that could take years, as we found out with our guest speaker that we talked to on our Zoom just yesterday. So this is a fast forward version of that in this story. And now Katie is able to move in. Katie is happy to have her own bedroom. She picks things she wants for her bedroom, and she picks a paint color. So she picks a paint color, but that doesn't make sure the paint goes on the walls just like that. Then she has to have someone come in and tape and paint all those things. And you know how long it can take to just paint a pretty picture, or paint just a portion, just an art project. Now, if she wants her whole bedroom painted, that is also going to take time, which means I'll have to move everything out and tape it or put coverings over it. So that is another time consuming and costly thing. She has to make sure that she has finances to pick the things out for her bedroom that she wants and repaint. But it looks like Katie does, so she is happy in her own home. The move was not easy. A move needs time and a plan. Katie loves her new home. Her dream came true. And maybe what Katie loves about it is that she can appreciate it because it took so much time. So it's never too early to think about where to live, and it is a good idea to talk with your transition team about your dreams. This is something that we want you to advocate for yourself, of where you want to live and how you would like to spend your days. If it's either in adult services, if it's employment, we want you to be able to have a say in what you do and where you are spending your time. So at first, what was Katie doing in her care center? Katie, was she moving into a care center, or did she live there? So we're going to choose between these two options. At the beginning of the story, Katie lives in a care center. In our circle screen, we hear the ding, we got it correct. So we will go on to the next one. Katie shares a room with her what? What is that called? Is it called a roommate? She share a room with her roommate, or did she share a room with her changes? Which one makes sense? We're looking for a person, a place, or a thing, which is a noun. And I think if you remember, she had a friend that she shared her room with. So there were 2 beds in the same room. Roommate.
Roommate.
All right, we got that one right too. Number 3, Katie's parents and support staff find what? What did they ask Katie if she would like to move into? Did they want her to find, or did she want them to find a house or a move? What can you live in? Can you live in a move? That really doesn't make sense. Can you live in a house? You can. And that's what Katie wanted to move into.
House.
So we will choose house. Got it correct. We heard the ding. We are moving on. Katie's house will need what? What will her house need? Will she need a roommate? Well, she left the care facility because she didn't want a roommate. She wanted to live by herself. Does her house need changes? Remember, there were a couple things that they needed to do before she moved in. They needed to put in a wheelchair ramp. They needed to find somebody to be able to help her at her house, and they were going to do different paint colors there. So I would say between roommate and changes, Katie's house will need changes.
Changes.
And a what needs time and a plan. I don't know why that's red already. What needs time and a plan? A move or a roommate? We'll go between those two. A roommate needs time and a plan, or a move. Moving needs time and a plan. And if you remember, it was one of the tips that we had to learn about and take from our story is that moving takes time and it takes a plan. So we have done all those questions and we got them correct. So nice job. And if you are up for one more challenge, we will look and see. I think this is, we're going to do our multiple choice. What is this story about? Was it about shopping, moving, or cleaning? Did you make your choice? If you said moving,
Moving.
you were correct. Good job. The next one, wait for it to come up. What does Katie share a room with? Does she share it with a dad, a teacher, or a roommate? They don't really describe the roommate and the occupation and we know it's a girl, so the girl is not a dad. She would be a mom, if anything. So we are going to choose
Roommate.
roommate. Katie shares a room. Who does she share a room with? A roommate. And I might have said what? I should have said who. What do Katie's parents and support staff find? Do they find her a car? Do they find her a house? Or do they find her a dog? All those things sound like they'd be really fun to have somebody find for you. But remember, we were talking about places to live and where you might live after you are done with your education. And in this situation, Katie was living in a care facility and she wanted to move into a house.
House.
So her parents and support staff found her a house. What will Katie's house need? And if you remember, we just went over this with another fill in the blank. Was it ladders, bikes, or changes? It needed a wheelchair ramp and some paint. So the answer is
Changes.
All right, I hope you got that one. What is important to know about this story? Wear clean clothes to work. We do need to wear clean clothes to work, but that is not what the story was about. We did not talk about work this one. A move needs time and a plan. This is true. We did talk about moving. We did talk about a plan. And be polite at work. This is also true, but we did not talk about work in this situation. We talked about moving and how moving can take some time, money, and really need to plan for it to make changes and to find the appropriate placement. So hopefully you have chosen the middle one.
A move needs time and a plan.
All right, we have a correct answer. Okay, this is just another version of the same questions that we went over. So there were only 5 questions. I hope you got them all right. And tomorrow we will continue on with our unit and our story. Let's take a look at it and see if it clicks in here pretty quickly. Is going to be about Kevin and Kevin's choices. So I will see you tomorrow for our next lesson on living among the community. Have a great day, everyone.